KMIR Sports. From the Legal Docs by Me Sports Desk, here's Julie Bueller.
While we don't know who's going to be playing in it, we do know the Super Bowl will be in Houston, Texas. And did you know only 2 teams have ever hosted the Super Bowl and played in the game, and actually only one? The 1984 San Francisco 49ers ever won the big game when they were hosting it. Now, technically, that game was actually played at Stanford, not even Candlestick. Still, it's so impressive for the team hosting the Super Bowl to even make the playoffs. So congratulations to the Texans, who also controlled today's game against the Raiders from the start. It was a tough day for Raider fans. Their high-flying offense never took off, and part of that was due to the Texans' pounding defense. Part of that was the fact that, gosh, they're starting a third-string quarterback, rookie Connor Cook. He throws this interception, dazzling grab by Jadeveon Clowney, and that ended up turning into this touchdown. Lamar Miller from 4 yards out, and the Texans took a 10-0 lead midway through the first quarter. But the Raiders, they're a well-coached team. They've got a lot of moxie, and look at this return. It's a punt return by Jalen Richard. He goes 37 yards before getting bumped out of bounds, and this would end up converting into a touchdown for the Raiders as Latavius Murray takes it in. I wish he would have gotten more carries, though. Only had 12 on the day. That's not going to get it done when you have the Texans doing things like this. Brock Osweiler, the $72 million arm, connects with DeAndre Hopkins on that big play, which would end up, here comes Hopkins again for the touchdown. This would give the Texans a 20-7 lead, and they take that into halftime and finish with a 27-14 victory. Rookie Connor Cook, well, he finished 18 of 45, throwing 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions.
It was his first start on the road in a playoff game against the #1 ranked defense. It was a tough draw for him.
I mean, facts are facts. It's a very tough draw for Connor Cook and the Raiders, and hopefully next year they can do better because they do have a really solid young core of talent. So they can do some special things next year. And the Texans, well, they're doing something special right now. They're one of only 5 teams over the last 24 years to have just made the playoffs while preparing to host the Super Bowl. Speaking of the Super Bowl, well, the Seattle Seahawks, they've played in 2 of the last 3. Can they get to Houston this year? Well, after watching the Seahawks host the Detroit Lions, 3+ hours of real time, 60 minutes of game action. But I'll have to say, this one play pretty much sums up why I think the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl. It's 4th and goal. Russell Wilson finds who? Paul Richardson? Who? In the end zone for the first points of the game. Now, Richardson had 1 touchdown on the entire season. This was the first points of this game, and look at this catch. Everyone's going to be talking about that one on Monday. Also, Thomas Rawls, running back for the Seahawks, exploded against the Lions defense. 27 carries, 161 yards, and set a new franchise postseason rushing record. Now, at the start of the season, I picked the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. This game is reason why. Now, the Lions did have some shots, but they made too many mistakes. Seattle goes on to win and advances to face the Atlanta Falcons next week. And tomorrow we have more football. So while everyone can watch the Golden Globes right here, I'll have your entire NFL recap after the Golden Globes.
Fun fact, I interviewed Brock Osweiler when he was a senior in high school at Flathead High School in Montana.
Oh, he's doing all right for himself.
He is, no.
He got benched earlier in the year, and today's game, he really showed up and played well, so impressive.
Pretty cool. Thanks, Julie. Well, still to come,